All right, big week in Pittsburgh, obviously, with bringing a playoff team here to Pittsburgh, a team that's in in the top four. It's senior day for all of our seniors, which as you look at this wall out here, there's not a lot of them, but for some very meaningful guys that'll play their last football game at home and at Heinz Field. So I think it'll be a great emotional day, not only for the players but for the coaches and for all the underclassmen that have grown attached to these guys. Had them stand up yesterday and turn around and look at their teammates. It's going to be the last time that that 2017 football team plays together. It's kind of a really sad deal when you're playing your last football game, and there'll be a lot of emotion Saturday that go into also playing a tremendous football team with a ton of speed, a ton of confidence, and and obviously playing at a high level right now. So it'll be a great challenge, and we'll use Miami as a measuring stick to find out where we are as a football team, how far we've grown and learned through the entire year. So looking forward to it. For me today, and our staff and our kids, really, you guys, it's Monday, but for us it's a Tuesday. So the coaches crammed in Sunday, working some longer hours. Yesterday was really a Sunday and a Monday for the staff because it was putting to rest the Virginia Tech game. And you really got over it even faster. As tough a loss as it was, you got over it a little bit faster than you normally would because you had to. My spirits were a lot better because you got into Miami quicker, and you move forward quicker. And I think our kids feel the same thing with going out to practice today. So, with that, I'll open it up for questions.
On the last play the other day, it looked like nobody on their team respected the possibility that Pickett could pull it back and run, and he might have walked in there. Was
play
that
before too, Joe? Right?
I didn't notice the play before.
Yeah, I noticed the play before too. Yeah.
Was it built into that play that he had that option?
Sometimes it is. I'm not going to give you what we have in. Joe, just talking schematics, but sometimes that option's in there, and we'll kind of leave it at that. So sometimes it's not, but you can look back at those 4 plays and we can dissect it as much as you want. It's a coaching thing. You can say you can always change the plays in different formations and different personnel and all those things. You can pull it, you can throw it 4 downs in a row, and you can do that. But we could have run a quarterback sneak. There's a lot of things you could do. But the big thing is to understand is you're playing one of the top run defense in the country. That we rushed for 50 yards that day, and we were hoping to get that much, and we weren't able to get it.
Why did you think those plays would work?
What's that? Why did we?
Why did you think they would work?
You got the yards. The emotion was with us. We had momentum going in there. You get a big long run after a catch, and I think our kids think they're going to work. I think our coaches think they're going to work, and I think the momentum was going our way. And we wouldn't be the first time to have first team to ever have a goal line stand not get in. So you always think you have confidence in what you do, and you think you can get in.
Do you call that series any differently with Kenny in there than you would with Ben in there?
Probably not. I don't think it'd be much of a difference. I don't think.
I see a lot of good things from the defense. Looking at the total package of the game, you did a great job.
Yeah, there were some great things, Larry, with really on both sides of the ball. I mean, when you look at it, go to that last series, just getting the ball back to our offense. I mean, we talked about it after the game, just calling that timeout and getting your punt team out there and getting a chance to get the game. If we go for it on 4th and 10 and don't get it, the game's over. Everybody gets to watch the end of the game, take a few knees, and but when you look at the people we had on the field, I mean, you look at where we came from. What game? North Carolina State, where we give up a big run, and we got Elias Reynolds out there and Chase Pine. Those guys made some big plays and played significant time. So we're developing our guys for the future. You look at Phil Campbell, some of the great things he did, Larry, out there. I mean, Phil Campbell was, he's a big guy that's got no patience. And his patience finally paid off. He had his opportunity, and it worked out for him. I'm happy for him. And there's a lot of guys. Jordan Whitehead played to the field and did some really good things. Up front, I thought we did some pretty good things. So, across the board, you look at it, it was a good football team, and we were an inch short, maybe a foot short, maybe a yard short.
You talked about getting over the losses. The fact that you do have Miami #2 in the country, is that sort of a good timing, I guess, where it could be a down moment for your team after not, basically sealing the fact you're not going to play a bowl game on Saturday. But then you get the opportunity to play, a really good team and impact what's going to happen nationally.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just got to focus on what we're doing. It didn't matter if we're playing Miami or playing, whoever, Rhode Island. Okay, I'll use that. Doesn't matter who we're going to play. We got one more opportunity to go out. It's going to be a senior day, and obviously, we get to play, one of the top teams in the country that's coming into our house, and a talented football team. I can tell you that. So I think it, makes for more. But I don't think our reaction is going to be any different. It's a Friday game. It's a new schedule. It's a, it's a change of schedule for our kids, and they got to come ready to play, and we will.
Yeah, you said you're not the first team that's ever had a goal line stand at the end of the game. For a lot of kids in this group, this is, in their short time here, probably maybe the toughest, result. I saw the pictures after the game, and the guys were obviously read it. Is this a maturity test for them, for those young guys?
I think every week is. I mean, whether you fumble on the one going in, the week before, I mean, it's every week there's something. And it didn't come down to that goal line stand, guys. There's, pulled up, we have 2 turnovers. They get 10 points from it. We get 1 turnover, we miss a field goal. I mean, so we can put it all into the goal line stand. We could have finished it off way before that. I mean, we got a chance when they threw that duck ball up there to take it down and intercept it, and we don't. We slip, we fall. The coverage wasn't as perfect as we want. We'd like, Vontae underneath that thing. Is that Vontae? I thought I saw him walking through. Vontae underneath that thing and Jordan on top. We really had 2 guys behind the ball. We wanted one underneath and one on top for that jump ball that he threw up. So I mean, there's we can go play after play after play to pull it out. It's not one play, it's not one series, it's not 1 yard. It's we're going to find the inches throughout the entire game that we missed, and that's the important thing. It's not one play, it's not one guy, it's not pulling the quarterback and all of a sudden we it's let's not even go to goal. Let's score. Let's get it in. So.
Does Miami change how you view whether you start Kenny or Ben this week, depending on that matchup?
Well, it's the matchups. It's, how do we feel we can run the football, the whole deal. I mean, it's your run game versus your pass game, and we've got to get a run game going, period. And, and those are all things we'll look at with practice as well as what we do there.
You made a decision as to what you're going to do now, or are you going to see some more practice?
Play by ear, see practice, and go with it that way. I mean, I think if we don't practice good, it's hard to start a guy that doesn't practice. There's constant competition. I don't care what position it is. I mean, you've seen a revolving door at the DN position this year. From the beginning of the year, if you looked at depth charts, at least our depth chart, maybe not yours, the oars, whatever it may be, it's changed. I think it's at every position. We got to continue to compete, and competition, makes people better. I mean, Ben had a heck of a day out there today, I can tell you that.
Talk a lot about situational placement of players, depends who you're playing in that. Isn't it time, or isn't it maybe kind of pick one guy, especially in that position, even though it is the last game of the season?
Maybe.
Wouldn't it better to have a guy and have trust in him?
Maybe.
You just still trying to gain that trust?
Still trying to gain it, and it's competition. I mean, when is the time? I don't know. We'll find out.
What did you think on tape, Kenny?
Kenny did a nice job. Kenny threw the ball well, which we thought he could, but you never know in a game. He just gave us a chance. I mean, through even in that 2-minute drill, I mean, go back to those inches. The first one he doesn't throw a great ball in the first play of the last drive with 1:34 on the clock, and then comes right back to the same play and puts it right there on Jester's hands, and we can't pull it down, which might have been another 15, 20-yard gain. Which then, when you hit the next one, it's going to be in the end zone. We don't have to go whatever it was, 60 yards. We only got to go 40 yards. So there's so many things that happen. But he had some good ball placement. Even his interception, he just got to put a little bit more air on it. The corner came off the smash and bailed into the 7, which was a nice play by him. Same thing we do in our coverage. He just got to get it up a little bit more. But it wasn't a desperation. It wasn't just a slinging it down the field. He made the right read. And just had a little bit better ball placement. And with time, those things are going to be fixed. But I was impressed with what he did in there in that environment too. Let's make sure if anybody was there. I know you weren't there, Jerry, because of budget problems. But help you out there, little knife. But the environment was not an easy environment for any quarterback to go into. And I thought both of them really handled it well.
Was that a good throw in the end zone on that? you give Jesser a decent chance to make that play?
Not as good as you'd like it to be. You know, there was two thoughts to it. You know, we ran it on second down, and that was just a a fastball, throw a fade for a young guy. Maybe it was a little deep. I mean, I wish we could have got set a little bit faster. That guy's, Mark, Coach Fuente was, down about near the 15-yard line trying to tell someone to go cover him. We could have almost snapped it out and threw it to him at the 3, but just the time and the guy ran out there, so it was a little bit different based on where that DB was when the ball was snapped, because he was working his way out to get to that guy. But it was kind of a fast ball because of the clock. It was either that or kill it and then get your last down in, which was really being a waste. I mean, that was we had a chance at it.
You mentioned Chase Pine moved to outside linebacker on our depth chart at least. Is he a guy that you're still trying to figure out where his best spot is moving forward?
I think he can play Mike. I think he can play money. He's athletic enough to play both of them. He's physical. He played physical in the game. It's good that he's played both. It's just really moving him around where our best, we could leave Elias at Mike and him. Then we got 3 guys there that you want to get playing time to. And it's really just kind of moving them around where it's like when Genesis is back, where's Salim going to go? I mean, now you got, now what do you do, So, I mean, that's a good problem that we're developing some of these young guys, and you're going to come into spring ball with some more competition because those guys are going to be hungry. They've got a little taste. I mean, it's nice that they're getting a taste of what it's like, and they've got game experience. It's going to make us better for the future.
Has there been one part of the job that's taken him longer to pick up than the others?
I think it's just consistency. With Chase and Elias. I mean, for any young guy, it's just there's times things happen fast out there. For a quarterback, for a linebacker, for a DB, even for Phil Campbell. But it's having your opportunity and taking advantage of your opportunity. We give you a couple plays and you mess it up. It's hard to go, hey, go back in there. Let's see if you do it again. But they've gone back to practice and have been more consistent in practice. And, it's focus every day. It's not just focus on game day. You got to have focus in practice every day. And it's not easy waking up at, 6:30 in the morning, coming to practice, having a meeting, go to meetings, go out there and stay locked and keeping, 105 guys focused and locked in on what they need to do. And I think you start to figure out what the recipe is to be able to go out and be successful and not just think you're a gamer. I mean, practice is important. You got to show us and let the coaches know you have confidence, and you're gonna not only know what to do, because they know what to do, but then you got to go out and execute it at a high level, at a fast tempo.
What's impressed you most about looking at Miami?
Speed. I mean, they've got athletes, all over the field. I mean, Rozier, obviously a quarterback. I think he's faster than the Jackson kid last week. Very similar type guy. Throws a nice ball, tight spiral. He can run. And then they've got skill everywhere. I mean, they're going to line up in 3 wideouts just about every snap. They'll get in a little bit of 2 tight end sets, but it's going to be a tempo game. Not a fast tempo like Syracuse, but it's the speed that they have. And Barros, the slot receivers, not only electric, returner, but heck of a receiver too.
Is that there on defense too? Is that what leads to their turnover margin?
Yeah, I mean, they got 11 returning starters on defense, and they're fast. It does lead to it, and sometimes those things come in they got that chain going and the U and the whole deal. They've got confidence that they're going to get turnovers every time they walk out on the field. So that's going to certainly be a key to victory. Is don't get them started. They want to pass that chain around and have 10 or 12 guys, have that chain around their neck. So we got to make sure that that thing stays wherever they keep it when they walk out on the field. We got to try to keep it in that box.
Talk about all the seniors who are going to be playing their last game. I'll stay over there. But what are the chances that maybe one of your juniors is playing his last game if he has a chance to play at the next level?
Yeah, that's something we'll evaluate after the season. I think it's tough. Anytime you win 4 games, there's not a lot of NFL teams, rolling down. Usually, when you got NFL guys that are, I mean, I think that's been wherever I've been. I mean, you win 8 or 9 guys, or 8 or 9 or 10 or 11, 12 games, 13 games I've won before. Some of those underclassmen say, okay, good. I think the chances are less when you win 4 or 5 games, in my opinion. But I mean, is that how you want to finish this business? Is what I'll talk about. But I'm sure there's guys that are going to test the water, which they should. That's their right. That's if that's something they're going to do, we certainly are going to push them. We want what's best for them. It's about getting a degree. Do you have your degree? It's about it comes down to making money, and are your opportunities better now or later? And I think that's what's got to be evaluated. for a couple guys.
I think you lost 7 games already. Change anything for you as far as maybe making personnel decisions with more of an eye towards the future?
I think you naturally do that, but but we want to win football games, so we're not going to do anything to hurt our chances to win a football game. I think it's given coaches a little bit more leeway to say, hey, let's see what that guy's got. But I think naturally that happens. That if you're not finding those inches with those 11 guys that are out there on one side of the ball or the other, or special teams, that you say, hey, what's the difference? Let's see what this guy's got, and that's a nice thing. If you've seen some guys step up and make some plays.
You haven't been in a position often in your career where you get to this point in the season and there's nothing beyond this.
I don't know what to do.
Right. I mean, what are the challenges, from a coaching staff when sort of this is it, and it's a definitive end, at least for this group.
I don't think there's I don't think there's any decisions we have to make as a staff to say, well, now what do we do? We know what we do. We go right on the road recruiting on Sunday. We'll be on the road recruiting, and it's one of those years that is different than any other year that we've been around ever. In that the signing date's on the 20th of December, and I know there's 2 signing dates, but that's going to be the big one. So it does create different problems there. So just give us an earlier chance to get out there, get on the road, and finish up business there, because that's so critical.
Do you revisit anything? They have a lot to lose. Miami has a lot to lose in this game. This program has at least one win that I can think of, where they ruined my New Year's plans. Did you revisit any of the history or opportunities where teams have, ruined another team's shot at something?
You could. Maybe I'll bring you in. But really, it's we can focus on what happened back in whatever year that was that ruined your New Year's. We can focus on the now, and ultimately it comes down kids like history lessons every once in a while, but it's really right here, right now, what's going on now. And the point is, we've got a great Miami team walking into to Pittsburgh on Friday. They're going to spend their Thanksgiving evening right here in the beautiful city of Pittsburgh, and then we're going to go out and give it everything we've got.
What about the win last year against Clemson, which most of these guys were actually part of?
You mean the history of that game?
Yeah, you talk about that. I mean, just in terms of we did it a year ago against.
Yeah, I mean, I think our kids know that. I don't know if I have to remind them. I mean, it's one of those, okay, coach, I got you. I mean, it doesn't really, we got to focus on what we're doing, whether it was a West Virginia win or a, Clemson win. Bostic's up there getting all excited. I mean, it's really about, it's about Miami. And, we can't lose focus and say, oh, yeah, we did it, so it's going to happen. It's about working your tail off and believing that you can get the win and playing up to that level. Because it's not going to take an average game. It's going to take it's going to take a big-time game out of a bunch of people to make plays.
We do have senior captain Avante Maddox here. Do we have a final question for Coach before we get to Avante? We will put it at the podium.
Did you watch it Thursday night? You watched Pitt games before you got
here. Oh, yeah.
Did you watch it?
I can't remember. To be honest with you, I probably did, but I can't remember.
Are you making a point of telling these guys you can turn the college football world upside down?
We're just worried on getting a first down, trying to get a sack, trying to get off the field on 3rd down, right, Avante? We could tell stories and all that, but I want to, let's tell a story after Friday afternoon. That's what the story I want to tell. It's the one right now.